No round brown inbound. Iskdens and JDCR from NorCal.
This
Would
is a
have never
good
guessed.
matchup. He might do well. You never know. Thanks, everybody. Just be cool.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, thanks, OK Florid and Hauser. Thanks, guys. He's a solid player. What I was hoping for is a Shadow 20Z situation where maybe he's not scouted by his competition. It could happen. He's solid, but he's probably spooked. He's probably super nervous. That's kind of how it is with newer players. They got to get mileage, tournament mileage. Oh, that's safe. Oh, that could have killed, right? Why would you? JDCR didn't punish it. What are you doing? He's stoned. He's stoned. Oh my god. Oh my god. He got around. It's 1-1. I told you. I believe in this guy. It's Bravo. It's Johnny Bravo. That's his name. Johnny Bravo. He only goes by Bravo now. His name's Johnny Bravo. I believe in this guy. Oh, out the I told JDCR that I'm always going to root against him. I told him that after he won. Strong style. Said, I'm going to root against you every time, motherfucker. You're too good. And then I told him, fuck you. And then we shook hands. I hadn't talked to him until he won. I hadn't gotten a chance to talk to him. Last Hope TM. Thanks. And Cambrigini. Thanks very much, guys, for those Twitch primes. They're as good as cash. IOUs are as good as cash. Come on, Bravo. Give it to him. Counter hit. Oh, he could have killed him. Chimone, Brew. He could have killed him there off of that float. He has a low kick, high kick now. Oh, God. No. That would have been a low parry. Oh, good throw break. Be cool. Johnny Bravo. Shadow 20Z situation. He goes under the radar. You know, JDCR doesn't have time to scout out all these fucking guys, right?
Yeah, you can launch punish that. JDCR was just a little bit too slow last time.
Call the cops.
Oh, good break on the tackle.
Bravo's in trub.
Very behind, but he's not out yet.
Bravo's in trub.
Back to the wall.
Okay.
Plus frames on the
Oh, he's looking confidente. Okay, second hit.
That's a good start, though.
That's not a bad start. Okay, before you know it. He could have killed him right there, okay? He could have killed him. He baited out the whiff. He could have killed JDCR right there. It was this close. So much closer than it may have looked. He basically did kill him because he backdashed and JDCR whiffed, but instead of doing a whiff punish, he did a running 3-4 or 4-3 or whatever. So, had he done a whiff punish there, he would have killed him. He could have won game 1. Now, winning 2 in a row against JDCR is a much taller order than the first game. It's going to be a lot harder to do. The idea against a Korean player, the idea is you have to beat them before they even realized what happened. Because if they realize what's happening, you're going to die. They're better than you. And no matter what you do, they're going to be better than you. You can't outplay a Korean player unless you're a Korean player, right? So you got to pull the wool over their eyes. They're beatable, but you just got to do it like crazy. Like just, flasher. You got to do it like a flasher. Poof, genitalia. They don't know what happened. Genitalia, out of nowhere. That's the type of win. It's the only way to beat a Korean guy unless you're Korean. Yeah, he's toast. He's toast. The first game, he could have won it, and his morale got crushed because he knows he could have won it.
Download complete.
Yeah, of course. Of course. You've already given away too much. If Johnny B, let's say Johnny Bravo was operating at all cylinders this game. Let's say he was running at full capacity. Assume the first match was a win, right? And he didn't get emotionally fucked by fucking up at the end and almost beating JDCR in game 1 of their tournament match. Let's say he won. he still would struggle so hard to beat him in game 2. But dropping the first game psychologically really fucks with you. So it just makes it that much harder. It's just such a tall order, dude. It's hard. Hard to do. Nice try, though. That was a lot closer than it could have been. Be cool. Don't piss him off too much, though. Don't forget. Ooh, that was... Oh, nice, ooh. Joey Fury?
Thank you.
Joey Fury?
Final round here.
Thank you.
The 2 set. Good blocks there from Joey. Oh.
He tried that shit again. Cheater combo.
Nice block.
Ooh.
The neutral one.
That was an accident, I'm sure.
Nice.
He probably wanted a while standing for.
These guys are just taking swings.
And he
at
got a
each other.
jumping for.
Nice break. Nice punish. Another one. Oh, jackhammer. Down back 2.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
Wow, and Joey went for the safe blow too.
Octagani Ma?
Drop the blender. Wow, Optimus
Safe.
raging.
Oh, Joey Fury, huh?
Joey up 1.
This is the optimal way to beat a Korean. Beating them 2-0 is like the best way to beat a Korean because that means that you tricked them. You fooled them into thinking that you could beat them, and then you did. Before they realized what was going on. This is the way to beat a Korean player. It's way harder. Giving them more games against you, you know, going 1-1 and giving them a game 3 is like you've already fed the robot too much information about yourself for you to get out of this fucked up situation you're in. You then have to be a really, really, really great player. You can no longer just be a really solid but very good tournament player, you know, because you've given them enough games. That's kind of how it is. You gotta kill them without giving them games, you know, to read you. What the fuck? What the hell?
Jack just wanted to pose for the camera. Sexy time. Everyone, hands up. Everybody put your hands up. All right, doing his best Kudon's impersonation.
What is he doing? What are you doing, my friend?
And now Joey pushing JDCR to the wall.
He did get the wall.
They didn't land any hits. He just
That last game was crazy, though. Up 1+2.
back to the wall already.
Man, Joey Fury is playing super weird. I guess he must think, alright, I gotta bring something to the table that JDCR has never heard of. Party time. It's a good way to think, to beat Koreans.
Didn't believe.
GG.
Man, the mall was
Damn.
starting to believe. JDCR.
1-1. Bad situation now.
JDCR.
Winning that game 3, it's gonna be tough.
Every single wall he utilized.
The reason I brought up that movie, Equilibrium, it's a pretty interesting movie. It's decent. It's not terrible. It's not great. I liked it. But in that movie, it's like kind of about these, like this, I don't know if they're cops or what, but this type of like level of law enforcement that uses this martial art called a gun kata, right? And what this gun kata is like all these years of data that they've calculated together, data from gunfights. They've calculated all this shit together and created a martial art that takes the statistics of the gunfight and allows you to predict where the bullets will be, so you can't be hit during a gunfight. All you need to know is where the enemies are, and you will predict the bullets based on previous data that you've calculated and, you know, compiled together from previous gunfights, right? So that's the premise of this movie, right? These Korean guys work exactly that way. That's how they work. They just have compiled all the data of how someone would typically play a character like Jack. And they're running this, like, perfect, you know, routine of movement and spacing, and they bait you out a little bit, and you do what you're supposed to do because they've, you know, this is how it's done. So you do what you're supposed to do, and they kill you for it. So the way to stop them truly is to do something out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? Something that has never been recorded in history. And you have to play that way to beat these guys because they're so advanced. They really are. Not only in... they literally are advanced, too, in terms of time played during the game. So they know... Okay, so Dragunov against Jack. He's been in these situations thousands more times than anyone else because of the... You know, not only because he's such an excellent player that puts in the time and dedication to be excellent, but because he's had access for longer. So, knowing that, I think when trying to beat these guys, you gotta do something crazy. You know? So that he couldn't have possibly have predicted it. You know? You see what I mean? The longer you give him, the better he's gonna be at beating you.
expect the opponent to hit something immediately.
Good games. JDCR is a legend.
Beautiful.